I know a lot of you are in a complex emotional state right now, so let this video be a safe space of joy and an escape from all that complexity. I had single-handedly one of the greatest experiences of my life, and I just want to talk about it. I want to share it with you. On Sunday, November 3rd, I ran the New York City Marathon. That's either my 5th or 6th marathon, but honestly, at this point, I've just stopped keeping track. Running has always been a part of my life. My parents ran marathons. My siblings ran marathons. My parents actually had a road race in our hometown. We used to go to it as kids and like run around and eat apples and cheer on runners. And I just have so many fond memories of like sweaty adults coming in and out of our house on weekends after long runs, us driving across city and state lines to cheer on my incredible mother in these races. And as I've grown, that is a rare passion that has stuck with me. I'm 32 years old, and the most consistent thing in my life has been running. And this past weekend, dare I say, I did something I was convinced I never would be able to do. The peak of marathon excellence is breaking 3 hours in the marathon. It's something that all the community knows. If you break 3 hours, you're considered, I don't know, like worthy or something. Peak performance, huge ego, better than the rest. So I cannot tell you how long that has been my goal, is to break 3 hours. And it's so, dare I say, fucking hard. You have to run 6 minutes and 52 seconds every mile for 26.2 miles. It doesn't care about competition. It doesn't care about terrain. It doesn't care about weather, hills, heat, thousands of people. If you can break 3 hours in the marathon, you break 3 hours in the marathon. So after 600 miles of training over 14 weeks, I flew to New York, and I was terrified to tell anyone, but I felt fucking incredible. I had never in my life felt that good before a race. Nothing on my body hurt. I was getting good sleep. Dare I say, happy, healthy, and energized? Jesus Christ, considering this economy, whew, rare. So I've been training in Allbrooks, wearing the new Glycerin Max, and I get to New York, and I get a little phone call that says, by the way, would you like to try a different shoe for the marathon? And my interest was piqued, because what could the shoe possibly be that you would tell me right before the race? And then arrives at my hotel the Brooks Hyperion Elite 4PB, and I was absolutely tickled. I go for 2 runs in this shoe before race day, and yet again, I was terrified to tell anyone. I felt better than ever. I already arrived in the city feeling exceptionally confident, but these shoes genuinely put me over the top. I was texting my mom, my friends, my brother, that I think I was about to do this damn thing. So that was the only thing left, to do the damn thing. 4:40 a.m. I wake up, I take the train down to Lower Manhattan. 5:45, I take the Staten Island ferry all the way to Staten Island. 6:15, you take a bus from the ferry location to the bridge where you start. You eat your breakfast, you use the bathroom, you hydrate some more, you hydrate some more. After 2 hours, it was around 46 degrees, which scientifically speaking is the best temperature to run a marathon at. Perfect weather, no wind, my new Brooks shoes, everything was going right, and I wanted to cry before the race even began. I was making friends with the bus driver, with people in line for the porta potties, with people at the starting line, along the race course, after the race. I was in like such a good mood. I thought I was like manic or something. And then at 9:10 a.m., the race began. Over the course of the next 26.2 miles, my confidence was cemented. Mile after mile, I was hitting 6:52. Every mile, I would look down at my watch and see another 6:52, smile a little bit, and keep going. And that just kept happening. Through Brooklyn, up Manhattan, through the Bronx, in Central Park. Every stretch of the New York Marathon, I would look down and I was on or below pace. I cannot emphasize enough how much that does not happen. Anything can go wrong. You can have an ache in your calf, an ache in your side, drink too much water, drink not enough water. It can be hot, it can be cold. Frankly, like, people are crossing the course, there are cups on the ground, people are falling, people are tripping. Anything can happen. Like, I literally did see people fall. I saw, at least 2 people fall? And then there was some idiot runner who had 2 of his friends on electric bikes that were like cutting people off around me. Just like absolute chaos unfolds. I mean, there's thousands of people lining this race course screaming the whole way. So for 26 miles, you're just like in an absolute frenzy. All these endorphins and serotonin and dopamine, you are just absolutely energized the whole time. There is nothing like it. I have never in my life run a race with that level of energy. It's infectious. New York really stepped out. I had so many people there supporting me too. I had friends in Brooklyn and in Manhattan. Charity Water was along the course. Brooks was along the course. Brooks hooked me up with my entire marathon outfit, from the shorts to the singlet to the socks to the shoes. My God, I felt so loved and so supported. And the race went on. Eventually, after all the hills and all the difficulty, I found myself at mile 20, which is normally where people break. And with 6 miles left is where I realized, I'm gonna cry, Jesus. At mile 20, I realized I had done it. I knew that I was going to be able to do the next 6 miles. And it was, I can't describe that feeling, but it was like pure pride for all the effort I had put in, for all the hard work I had done, for all the hours and the miles, not just this training session, but in years previous trying to reach this goal. At mile 20, I knew I had done it. I knew I could do it. I knew I would do it. So for the next 6 miles, I really pushed myself and I kept going forward faster and faster. I knew I had all of these people to look forward to seeing. The best part of the race is you finish in Central Park, and I was just like looking forward to seeing that. So 6:52 turned to 6:50 to 6:48 to 6:45 to 6:20 to 6:10. And as I came towards that finish line, I looked down at my watch and it was 2:58. 2:58.00. Not only had I got my goal, I had absolutely demolished it. And I did that without compromising, with being honest and having integrity.
I did it.
I was able to make friends on the course and smile throughout the whole race. It wasn't just some serious act. I did it. I finally did it. And so rare in life do you get to do things like that. The thing that you don't actually think you're able to do. You want it so badly, but you start to doubt if you're able to do it, and then you do it. There's nothing like that feeling. And I owe a major thank you to Brooks for sponsoring me during this race process. There is a reason my legs felt so good at that starting line, and it is because of the Glycerin Max. I was not sore, I was not fatigued, and I think that is due to the cushioning and the technology within that shoe. And there's a reason I also believe that I ran so fast that day, and that is because of the Hyperion Elite 4 PB. The DNA Gold 100% PEBA cushioning and the carbon fiber Speedvault Plus plate, designed to be reactive and responsive, lightweight yet supportive. When I first put on the shoe, I felt that. I kid you not. I called my brother and said, "Oh my God, this shoe is incredible." It was so responsive even when I was walking, so I knew race day, I had it in the bag. I was so confident in it. So between those two, for training and for racing, I really do believe that set me up for the success that I ultimately obtained. That's why the marathon is so hard. You have so many components to it. Again, it is your shoes, it is your sleep, it is the weather. So many stars have to align. And for me, on November 3rd in New York City, they all did. All of them. I can't think of one thing I would do differently, truly, which is such a rare experience in life. The whole weekend was just like a confidence overload. I'd never felt so goddamn loved in my life. So that's it. That is how I made my dream a reality. And not all of you want to do that. Not all of you want to accomplish that same goal. But I do think there's an important message to take away from this, is that you can do it. You can. If you work hard enough, you're determined, and you want it enough, whatever it is that you have your mind set on that you are dreaming about late at night, just because it doesn't happen the first time or the second time or even the 5th time, doesn't mean it's not going to happen eventually. Doesn't mean that if you don't work hard enough, if you're not determined enough, that you can't one day get there. So I hope all of you believe in yourself. I hope all of you put in the effort and know that if you want it badly, it can be yours. Whatever it may be, as cheesy as it may sound, it is possible. And I know that because I just experienced it. So thank you for following my journey and putting up with all of my running talk. Major shout out to Brooks and to Charity Water and the New York Marathon. If you want to go donate to Charity Water, by the way, I will leave the link down below. Anything still helps, and I appreciate everyone that has donated along the way. Genuinely so sweet to raise thousands of dollars for such a good organization. I am going to go take so many naps and eat so many carbs. I love you all, and I will see you super soon. Bye.